Alright, so this is Tiblio, and it's an amazing online service that helps you find the best trading opportunities. They have multiple different screeners for credit spreads, option sweeps to follow large trades and big money moves, and a lot more for your different trading strategies. There's a trading board so you can log all your trades as soon as you enter. You're gonna get real-time alerts sent straight to your phone. But the best feature is the community Discord group, where you can exchange trading ideas and get guidance from the Tiblio team. So you can sign up for $34.95 a month. That's less than a tank of gas, but make sure that you sign up with my link and get your first month for 20% off. All right, so make sure you check out Tiblio. This video is brought to you by Webull, now available in the UK. Webull is the ultimate trading platform where you can trade stocks, ETFs, and options with zero commissions. So Webull's free and it's easy to learn. And the best part, with Webull you can start investing with as little as $5. When you deposit $100 into Webull, then you'll get up to 12 free stocks. Personally, I love using Webull to analyze charts and take my trades. It's so much fun, and you can even practice your trades and strategies in a paper trading account. Use my link below this video to download Webull. People have asked me, why did I make a deck of candlestick review cards instead of writing a book? Well, take a look at these. Okay, these are some of the books that have influenced my thinking about these cards, and this doesn't even include audio and ebooks. Okay, so there's a lot of good information and knowledge in these books, and guess where it all ended up? Right here in these cards. It took me years to read and interpret these books. It took me months to design these cards, but it'll only take you 5 or 6 minutes to pick up one of these cards and soak up the knowledge. So get your Black Girl Stocks candlestick review cards and learn how to make money from candlestick charts today.
Foxtail from the deep.
Are we live? All right. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Foxtail Digital coming to you again with Black Girl Stocks. And this is our Sunday live chat where we're just going to come and talk about a few different stocks and options this week. Okay. Okay. All right. So I know it's been a minute since we've been live, so let's just go ahead and get right into it. Now, hold on. Let me change this. Hold on real quick, y'all. Okay. Now, this is how we're going to do this, okay? We're just going to look over, like I said, a few different stocks and options for next week. I'm going to start it off with some of the earnings reports and things like that for next week, and then getting into these charts, because we have a lot of things going on. So I'm not going to keep you guys too long today. So hold on, let me change this. Okay, so first things first, I want to say shout out to Yahoo Finance for their amazing briefs that they give us. So this is what we have going on next week. Okay, so big tech earnings were the big thing last week. So a lot of market movement we had with Google, Meta, Amazon, and Microsoft when they had their earnings. I mean, it's been pretty bearish. The S&P 500 dropped about 10%. Dow Jones dropped 11%. And you know, once we've dropped more than 20% from a peak, then we've officially broken into the downtrend. So we're just going to have to see what happens. Now, next week, we have a lot of earnings coming up. So let's move over here. Shouts out to Earnings Whispers. They post this every week on Twitter. So we have a lot going on. SoFi, McDonald's, AMD, PayPal, the big one, Apple, DraftKings, Etsy, Crocs. We have a lot of stuff. Cinemark. So these are definitely some things to pay attention to next week. Caterpillar, Roku, QCOM. Wow. Airbnb, and they have been in the news a lot lately. So yeah, these are definitely some things that you want to pay attention to next week. Another thing, we're going to have a Federal Reserve meeting next Wednesday. Where is that on here? Okay, well, we are going to have a Federal Reserve meeting next week. And right now they're saying there's a 90% chance that they're going to have an increase just due to the high GDP value that we've had. The inflation data looks like it's going up. So they hinted that they're looking at keeping the interest rates higher for longer. So, you know, with the earnings reports next week and just with the SPY looking the way it does. Actually, let me change the screen. Oh, and lastly, so I just want to talk about the sectors. Okay, so the top sector over this past month has been information tech. Okay, so think about stocks like Intel, Apple, AMD, Nvidia. They have been the best stocks, even though most of them have been down. You see all this red. So that's been the top for the month. And then the worst has been energy. So think about stocks like XOM, Oxy, DVN. Shouts out to Tanya. I know that's your favorite. And CVX. Okay. So that's something to look into. And I have a few of those on the list for today. Ooh. Okay. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into these stocks. Okay. So I'm going to start with SPY, QQQ, and then we're going to, you know, break into a few. I don't have many. I only have 5 here. So Shopify, which is reporting next week, Google, Ford, XOP. So let's just get into it. Let me look at the comments real quick. Gentleman and Scholar, yo, what's up? Peggy, what's going on, Peggy? Okay, it's been a long time. What's going on? Sophia, it's been a minute. Hey, yes, it has been. What's going on? Terrence, Powell speaks. Yes. Acorn Ridge Homesteads, give me a thumb up. Thank you. I appreciate that. Next week does depend on the Fed. Okay, so if I don't know if I'm going to do too much next week. So let's look at SPY real quick, you guys. Oh, okay. So I feel like I just want to break this down. If anybody is new to the chat, this will be really quick. But the way I have this broken down, we have our long time frame on the top. This is the daily chart. We have our intermediate time frame, which is the 4-hour chart down here. Actually, it says weekly. My bad. Let's start with the weekly though. Let's start there, but it should be daily. And right here, I like to go in between 1 hour, 30 and 5 minute. We can keep it at, let's keep it at 30. I did not clean this up before I got on live. My bad, you guys. Okay. So looking at the weekly chart on SPY, it does not look amazing. Okay. Now this white line here, that's our 50 period moving average. And we're kind of seeing that we had a break below that. We already had our first bearish signals here with our EMA lines here, the 5 and the 10. So you know that that's going to give you usually, and the smaller period, that's going to give you a, you know, a faster reaction to the price change. But long term, seeing that move below the 50 period moving average on the weekly chart, it's kind of looking, it's giving long term bearish, but I really just want to see what happens, because even looking at the weekly chart, and I have this line here, and we'll get into that when we move in a little bit closer, but just check this out real quick. So you kind of see, okay, we have had this huge drop, but we've had some resistance at this exact location. I don't know why I'm talking like this. I'm sorry, y'all. I haven't been on live in a minute. Okay. We've had some resistance here. This is back in March of this year. This is around November of 2022. I mean, we've been tapping this for a while. Oh my goodness. So let's move into the daily chart real quick. So yeah, this is exactly that line that we're looking at here. And then if you move here, we have some consolidation there. So this is going to be an extremely interesting period. I feel like every time we come on live, we have these extremely interesting situations. But even though we did have that cross below, now this is on the daily chart. This is even cross below the 200 period moving average on the daily chart. That's that yellow line. So we're just going to have to see how this plays out within the next week or so. And like you guys said, the Fed, you know, Jerome, everything they're talking about, this is going to be important. But I'm really interested in this consolidation here around we could say 407, the lighter 400s. So if I was going to be bullish on SP. Oh, I didn't even move down to the 4 hour. Okay, let's move down to the 4 hour, excuse me. And this is where I have a lot of oscillators. I do like to have the super trend on here, volume profile, you know, I just like to do that. But looking at the RSI, it does seem to be oversold. It's in the 30 range, so that's kind of interesting to see. So for me, if I was going to be long-term bullish on SPY just around this consolidation, I would probably just follow the super trend indicator here. You know what, I may not. So it just depends on what you guys like. If you wanted to do something sooner, you can just wait for a bullish break above this area. So I'll probably say 415 for bullish. Even better would be 421. But to be honest with you guys, if it crossed below that okay, that's right here. Okay, so yeah, if it crossed, below that 407, I'll probably be bearish on that. And God knows how far it could drop. It could come back down here to this 400, 375. And you can kind of see we were in this similar area too back in 2021 around this 450 peak that we reached at that high in January. So, I mean, following that pattern, it could come back down here to this 350. So we're just going to have to see what happens. But it's really interesting, you guys. So let me know in the comments below what you think for SPY. Do you think that it's going to have a bullish bounce off of this consolidation zone? Or because it passed below, these strong, prominent moving averages, do you think it's going to cross below that and keep going down? So let me know what you guys think. Ooh, what's going on, Mr. Opian? What's up? Green Grounds, thank you so much. Chris Choir, next week. Oh yeah, I read that one. Stock Holiday, ready to short the SPY into oblivion. I know that's right. I don't trust the war news. I understand that. Hey, Stephanie. Stephanie said dump. Okay. Hey, Synopsis 09. I have some good ones. All right, bet. Let's do QQQ really quick. I feel like I kind of drugged that out a little bit, but I do like to look at these indices first because I feel like that does give us a good, idea of what we have to look forward to next week, depending on how those stocks move with those. It's looking pretty similar. So this is on the daily chart up here. You see we had that price drop. It is right here at that 200 period moving average. It's been using the 50 period as a resistance probably since September. So it'll be interesting to see. Moving down here to the 4 hour RSI still looks a little oversold. So be interesting to see if we have a bullish bounce on QQQ. I like the super trend over here too. This is cute. Love the super trend. If you guys aren't into the super trend, definitely get into that, especially if you like to trade trends, breakouts, and things like that. Very helpful. I'll just kind of go here. 348 would be a good short-term bullish entry, but I just kind of want to see, you guys. Even better coming over here would be 355, and that's a little bit further away. So it's a little bit more long-term. So I like to kind of, you either just work your way up or down with these these different levels. All right, you guys. So like I said, I only have 5 stocks that I want to get into, but if you have ones that you want, just put it in the comment section and we're going to, how long? We've been on here for 13 minutes already. Girl, I gotta hurry up. Okay. So let's go ahead, you guys. Richard 4044 is okay. What is this? This is SPY. Let's go back to SPY real quick. Hold on. I could have just done that. Okay. 4044 is a good support level. For S&P, a move lower spells trouble for me. Richard, did you mean for that to rhyme? 444 is a good support level for S&P. A move below that spells trouble to me. I think you did that on purpose. I like that. Okay. Gentlemen, Oh, XOM. Okay, thank you, Richard. And that's on my list too. No, that's not on my list, but we can go over it anyway. All right, XOM, we'll do that first. Hey, hey, Coochie Boy. Hey, Foxtail, I just wanted to say what an outstanding job you did on that indicator one-on-one video. You put in a ton of work. Oh, thank you. Oh, wow. You put in a ton of work on it, and it's a good addition to anyone's library. Well done. I've shared. Thank you so much. Oh, wait, no, not that one. Hold on. Not crickets. Hold on. All right. So make sure you guys check out that video if you haven't. It's a one-on-one on the four categories of indicators. So it's not necessarily going over each indicator, because even just on Webull alone, there's over 40. But there's four main categories. So you have volume indicators, volatility indicators, trend following indicators, and oscillators. So each of the or momentum, oscillators or momentum, same thing. So you definitely want to know those categories to say, okay, is this range? Is it in a range? Then you want to look for that breakout. Or if it's trend trading, is it either going to have a reversal or is it going to have a continuation? So different indicators are going to help you in different situations, and it's very helpful to know which one does what. I just feel like it gives you more. Okay, there's this book that I'm reading. My bad, you guys. I always kind of ramble a little bit, but there's this book I've been reading called Thinking in Bets that really has changed my thought process on trading. So the only thing that trading is, if you compared it to poker, is that you have certain situations that put the odds in your favor. But as with any trading, it's always going to have some probability to it, no matter how good you are. So I just want you to keep that in mind. And if you do some type of analysis and it doesn't work out in your favor, that doesn't mean necessarily that your analysis was wrong. Okay, this is called, what does she call this? By Annie Duke. She called this, dang it, what does she call it? Oh no, oh my God. Okay, it may come to me. It's either called like resulting. That's what it's called, resulting. So when you base your result off of the outcome 100%, that's not always the best. So definitely get into that book, Thinking in Bets. Okay. Who said nerds? Oh. Stop playing with me. Okay, let's get into XOM, you guys. I've rambled enough. Okay, so this is the daily chart. Ooh, girl, it's not looking cute. It's not. So long term, this is the daily chart up here. Long term, we can kind of see we had been using that 50 period moving average. Oh, well, it's been doing a little bit. So it's been using it as a resistance for a while. Earlier, kind of towards the half of the year, then we kind of had that little interesting pop. I think this happened once the wars and stuff started. But now we've had that move below the 50 and the 200 period moving average. So this is going to be interesting to see, but also just keep in mind, we've seen this before where it'll kind of fall below this for a period, but it may not do a full, a full drop. So for me, long term, kind of a place where I would put a long-term, a long-term support will probably be at this 100 even 99. So I'll probably place something right there. Oh, that's great. So, I mean, we've kind of had some support here. It's not a perfect level, but it's around this 100. So we'll see about that for long term, but this cross below here, that's pretty interesting. Looking on the 4-hour chart, we're looking a little bit oversold here with our RSI. So, and this is kind of interesting too. The last time we were oversold here around early October, we had that strong push back up to 113. Oh, that's interesting. And another thing, a position I wanted to look at is XOP. There's a large bullish position on XOP in the Discord group. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think that with this cross below the 200 period, do you think it's going to move down to that 99? Or do you think we could use this previous support that we've kind of had? You see, we have some support here. Hold on. we've had some support here around this 104. So I'm wondering what would happen on this 104. So to me, if I was going to have a good bullish entry, I'm going to ignore the super trend indicator up here all the way at 1010, and I'm just going to use the volume profile, honey. Yes. I keep pushing that cricket. So I'm going to use this this volume profile here, and I'm going to see what happens around this 106. Okay, so around this 106.40, I know that's a little bit far. It's like $1. You can say 106.40 or 106 depending on you. But I'll kind of have a bullish entry at 106 to see if it moves back up to this 113 in this pattern. But, you know, honestly, if it dropped below that 104.60, it's probably not looking good for XOM. So that's where I would put a bearish entry. I'm going to go ahead and put some alerts on here. Hold on. So bullish, I can't move this. Bullish is going to be around 106. Really 106.40, but maybe we can get an alert early. Oops. And then for bearish, I'll just say 104. I'll just keep it at 104.80 with the volume profile indicator. Okay. So let me know what you guys think about that. I'm serious. I love these alerts on Webull. It helps so much because for me, I may have positions that I'm looking at throughout the week for swing trades, and you know, I may have forgotten about it. Not necessarily forgotten, but just having those alerts will definitely remind you, oh, boom, I was looking at that. You can look at your position that you were looking at, the stop loss, all that, and then plug it in. All right. Okay, let me see. But thank you for that. Ooh. Lion Don, we talked about SPY first. So rewind the video back a little bit and you'll see it. That was the first thing we talked about. This is from Darius. What's up, Darius? Bullish bounce, especially considering fear and greed index. Are you talking about the VIX? Not the VIX for your mouth. I'm talking about the VIX. Sitting in extreme fear. KC Famo, break of support. Oh, you think it's going to have a break of support for XOM? We're going to have to see. Chase says TSX, please. I saw it on Webull, but it's a new fund if you have time. Okay, let's put TSX on here. And what did we say about XOM? I think I'm going to put bullish on here. We're going to see. Cross that out. Okay. Any general tips for beginners during this market? Okay, I think a good general tip is to follow the larger indices that we started with, like SPY and QQQ. If you're beginning, I feel like those are easy ones to start with. So yeah, focus on SPY and QQQ ETFs. All right, let's get to the next one. I want to talk about KWEB. And make sure you guys click that thumbs up button for me too. Also, before we get into the next one, if you guys haven't, make sure you scroll down below and make sure you get a copy of your candlestick review cards. Okay, so these are the top candlestick patterns that you want to know for continuation or reversals. Right now I have a Black Friday sale, so it's 20% off. So make sure you get these. Flashcards are statistically proven to, help increase your memory. So this is going to be great. So make sure you guys check that out. Now, KWEB, okay, this is going to be an interesting position. Now, one thing, this is going to be really interesting. Okay, let's start up here. Don't look down there. Don't look at that. Okay, let's start on the daily chart. Now, you can kind of see that we've been trading below our 50 and our 200 period moving average for a while. We have okay. But one thing that is interesting, even though this has been bearish, it does have a pretty interesting pattern. Okay, so we can see we've had some support around this area, around this 26. and we've had some resistance around 29. So I'm wondering if even in this long-term downtrend, so this is going to be probably a shorter position, but do you think with this cross above, this is our 5 and 10 EMA line, so it's a little bit more short term. Do you think that we would have a bullish cross back up to this resistance area? So moving down to the 4-hour chart, I like to see that we have a lot of volume here around this 27. So I'm wondering if the stock, you know, moves back to that high volume area. The RSI looks a little bit higher, so we're gonna have to see with that. So for me, if I was going to anticipate this, you know, kind of having a short-term move upwards, I would probably have an entry. The best entry to me would be a bullish break above that 27, but you could also have an entry around 2668, 2670, just to see if we have a potential return to this 29 area. So I would kind of want to see with that. If I had a stop, I'll probably have my stop. This may be a little bit further, 25 or around this 2610. So we'll have to see. And then even moving closer to this 30-minute, I like how we have this wedge moving up. So we'll just kind of see if we have that. We'll see if we have that little bullish break. So what did I say? I said the best entry right here would probably be 27. But you could do something a little earlier at 2660. So let me know what you guys think about that. The stock has pretty decent volume, 28 million on Friday. Let's look at some options expiring in about a month. Let's look at November 17th. Oh, yes. Very cute. Very liquid. Okay. Decent premiums. So check that out. The delta is very cute. Very high. So yeah, get into KWEB. You're a real, thank you, Chase. Thank you, Ashley. Ashley, your picture looks familiar. Do I know? I'm sorry, I'm tripping. Let me see. You have a familiar looking face. Okay, do you always chart down from daily and 4 hour? That's a good question. Thank you. So no, well, yes and no. So the reason why I do it from the day to the 4 hour and closer, that's because a lot of times I swing trade. But if I was day trading, something that you could do was you could start with the 4 hour, then go to the 1 hour here, and then 30 minutes and 5 minutes here, or even closer. You know, you could start with the 1 hour, 1 hour up here, So I do that because I swing trade a lot. But if you're doing something closer, change your time periods. Just keep them in increments of, I think he said like 3, 4, and 6, something like that. But you know, if you have an hour, then you're gonna have the 4 hour, then the daily, because you can't have a 2 4 hour because we're only 8 hours in the trading day. So that's why, you know, it'll just be the day or the 4 hours, something like that, you know. Anyways, but yeah, check that out. That's in a book called The New Trading for a Living. I don't have it in here, but I have it in the link below. So check that book out that I have in my description about the time frames. Okay, so let's talk about, let's look at Roblox. Let's see what that's talking about. Oh no, I think I was trading something on that last week. I think it was bullish too. Let me look. Okay. Make sure my stuff is right. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to see. So, okay, long term, it looks like Roblox, I never know if I'm saying this right, but RBLX has been in a pretty strong downtrend. It never crossed too much above our 50 period moving average, even on its bullish periods. And we've kind of had a move down below, but we did have another bullish cross above the 200 period average. I don't know if I want to follow the overall trend with this one. I haven't been following news on them. Ooh. Take on the virtual world. Okay. I kind of want to see with this one. Oh no, I think I may be bearish on this. And the only reason why is kind of looking at this 4-hour chart here. So you see we've had some peaks around this area. So this orange line, that's our value area high around this $30.30. So because we've had this as a resistance before, I want to see what happens. Is this going to use this zone as a support and continue trying to move potentially above that 36 or even moving back up to the 36? The RSI isn't giving me too much. It's kind of in the center, so that's not giving me too much. The MACD on the closer time frame, the 30-minute, looks like, you know, it's setting up for a potential bullish cross of our MACD and the signal line. Histogram looks decent. Oh man, this is a tough one, you guys. So I really just kind of want to see what happens. Going into next week, I want to see if it uses this area as a support. So where is this? Okay. Yeah, I like it kind of based on this information. So it would be around this 30. What I thought it was 30 or something. 30.52. We'll just say 30.52. So yeah, I feel like if it crosses below that going into the next couple of weeks, but honestly, it may not even do that because it's been consolidating for a while. So we really need to see a break out of this range. So that's kind of something that I would do. I want to see a break out of this range for Roblox of this 31.84. Bearish, I'm going to say 30.44. Maybe even just 30 flat. So let me know what you guys think about Roblox. Do you know, are you interested in trading this range trade? Do you think it's going to have a bearish break and, you know, move back down to this 26? Regardless of what happens, I would like to wait for a breakout of this little range here. So let me know what you think. Ooh, yes, that looks cute over here. I love that. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Okay. I had a typo. Oh no, you put a typo, my bad. Oh, Miss Mac is in here. Oh, Miss Mac, I have Ford on the hot seat too, so we're gonna look at that in a little bit. I know that's one of your favorites. Can you do a video on charting down? I do have a video on that actually. Check that video out. It's called "That's the Best Time Frames to Look At." So that's a video I put out within the last 6 months. So check that out. Cooking B123. FOMC all week, so it's definitely a risk off week for me. I understand. I didn't trade too much last week either, so this week may be the same. And I feel no ways about it. All right, come on, you guys. Let's move on to the next one. Next, I want to look at Shopify. So they have an earnings report next week. Ooh. Oh, no, ma'am. Shopify, we're going to have to talk about this. So it's been an extremely strong downtrend for a while. And we can say that this started with the pandemic, like most of the strong downtrend that we have had. Now, it tried to have a cute little move upwards. So we kind of started to see some bullish movement starting around 2023, so the top of the year. But it looks like we've had another bearish turn. Okay, so we had a bearish cross below our 200 period on the daily chart. The MACD, it's not giving me too much good news here. Looks like we have a bearish cross on the daily. This doesn't look good. The RSI, okay, this has an interesting pattern, but it's still been trending downward for a little bit. So Shopify, oh, and this is a bearish position too. That's great. So we had a large bearish position in the trading group. So let me know what you guys think below. Do you think these signals look bearish for Shopify going into the next couple of weeks? It's dropped 12% in the last month. That's a lot for a stock. So for me, and you see how it had that little trading range for a while, and then it had that bearish break. So for me, if I was going to be bearish on Shopify, I really want to see how it moves. Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing if it does have a short-term pull up to this 50. This is just theoretical. If it did kind of start moving up, I wouldn't be bullish on it until it crossed crossed above 53. Otherwise, I'd be interested to see if it has some bullish movement up to that 50 and then continue moving downward. So that's one thing that can happen. But if I was just going to be bearish next week, I would have my entry probably around 45.90. And as far as the target, I feel like a next good target could be 39 or 40, just because we've had some support there. So yeah, that's what I would do if this long-term bearish position plays out from the group. Then that's something that I would look at. But let me know what you guys think about this cross below the 200 on the daily. Do you think that that's a long-term bearish signal for Shopify? And I use Shopify all the time, so I don't know. It's time to load up on Ford. Hey, Native Warrior. What's going on, Clumsy Mumsy? What's up? All right, let's go to the next one really quickly. I want to talk about Google. Now this is extremely interesting. Google looks a little bit more tailored to SPY, which I like. Oh God, geez, really? Oh wow. Okay, so this is interesting with Google. You can see long term, I mean, it's had its bearish period around the pandemic, but for a while, at least since about March, we've been having some strong bullish movement with Google. Now, we did just recently have this extremely strong cross below our 50-period moving average on the daily chart. I think this was around their earnings. But we have kind of reached we have a little bit ways to go, but we have our 200-period moving average at 116. Another interesting thing, we have that consolidation that we saw something similar from SPY around 105, like 100 or something like that. This is going to be interesting. Oh, wow. Okay. So let me know what you guys think. Do you see Google having a bullish bounce here? Because we kind of see we drop down to that 200 period. This candlestick looks pretty good. What is that, a hammer? Bullish hammer? Oh, yes, child. Our volume bars seem to be decreasing. So that's kind of a good, a good sign for our bear trend ending. So we'll see. Do you guys think that we're going to have a bullish movement going into the next couple of weeks with Google? Looking down here at the 4-hour, our RSI is, in the oversold zone. So we could have a bullish move potentially back up to 130. Okay, this is a bullish position in Google. Yes, this trading group is yes. Okay, so if I was going to get into a bullish position, I'm just going to go ahead and use the super trend, my favorite indicator. It's really hard to pick a favorite, but it's got to be between super trend, volume profile. But all indicators are great. I'll probably have my bullish entry maybe at, this may be a little bit high, but it is what it is. 123.90. So we'll see. Let me know what you guys think. 123.90. And then, I mean, as far as target, I can definitely see a potential back up to that 140. So that would be a, you know, if you're looking for a place to take profits, 130, 140, take it in, you know, take it in levels if you want. So let me know what you guys think. All right, let's go into Ford next, because we've been on here for 40 minutes, so I don't want to keep you guys too long. Oh my God, what is going on? And that looks like it's a lot, but it's really not. It's just because Ford, you know, have such a small market cap. But so this is a pretty strong drop that we had here. So looking at Ford on the daily chart, you can see we've been, it's been pretty bearish since around September of this year. Oh, that's probably because of the striking and stuff like that. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, we've had strong drop here, but one thing I do like is this gap here. So I don't know if you guys are into trading gaps, but it would be interesting to see if we have a bullish gap fill here to potentially 11. Oh, okay. Now looking down here at the 4-hour chart, we did have a strong cross below the 30. So it would be interesting to see if we have that bullish gap fill to 11. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below if you guys do trade these gaps. The RSI looks a little bit low, but of course the RSI can stay low for a while, and this is a pretty large bearish position. So if I was, I don't know. I know it doesn't have to always happen. I would love to see it do this gap fill, because you see we have some consolidation here right around that zone. So it would be great to see it come back. Where's my volume profile here? Okay, tripping. And we have a lot of volume here too. So yeah, it would be interesting to see if we return there, have that potential gap fill. Well, that's around 12. So we'll have to see with that bit. MACD looks pretty bearish long term. So this is going to be interesting to see. I don't think I have a video on setting profit targets. That's a good suggestion. I don't have a video on setting profit targets. I know I had a video on talking about making your watch list, but I may have gone into it, but I'll do an update. They removed their guidance only going lower. Really? Well, we'll have to see. But like I said, we have a very large bearish position long term on Ford signaled in my trading group. So just keep your eye out for it. But like I said, it could be a couple of things could happen. I wouldn't mind seeing at least a, short-term bullish move up to potentially close this gap. Or we could just continue moving lower. So I'll have my bearish entry. I mean, it's pretty much there, but probably around 980. I may not even trade for it, so we'll see what happens. I have about 50 shares of Ford. Your average is around $11. Oh, okay. Wow. Dog. So if it's going to drop more, then I'll average in. Okay, so you can average in with puts. That's cool. I don't have a video on setting targets. No, not yet. Okay, let's do TSX and XOP, and then we can wrap it up, you guys. I didn't want to keep you too long. I was only supposed to be on here for 30 minutes. Fans, how did you get that? Is that it? Oh, okay. That's cool. Okay. I hope this is right. I mean, it keeps taking me to this. Hold on. I don't see TSX. Am I doing? Let me know. Who asked for TSX? Let me know if this is right. It keeps pulling up fins. I don't know what's going on. Is this it right here? Okay, I may have to skip this one. This isn't working out. All right, let's just go to XOP. Now, one interesting thing about XOP, there's a very large bullish position that oh God. Oh my goodness. There's a strong bullish position I need to see though. Ooh, I love this. Oh, let me take a sip. Girl. Now, this is XOP. Okay, this is over oil and gas. Now, keep in mind, if you remember at the beginning of this stream, we said that oil and gas, this has been the lowest sector in the past month. So I'm wondering if it's going to, follow this cute little overbought, oversold pattern that it's been in. So it would be interesting to see, are we going to use this zone that we've been in before as a support? We've been here several times around August, September, October. I don't know. So we could potentially have, another bullish swing, potentially back up to this 153. Moving down here to the 4-hour chart, RSI looks a little oversold. So this is an interesting position to be in. If I was going to have an entry, we already moved up to that 144. Chill. Super trend is all the way up here at 148. Yeah, right. Let's come over here. Okay. So if I was going to have a bullish entry next week, I feel like something cute would probably be 46. I know that's $2 from where we are. So, this it may take a little bit of time for that to formulate, but I would probably say 146 would be a good entry for a potential of this returning to this 152 as it has been in this pattern. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. With energy and oil being the worst sector for the past month, do you think they could have a bullish rebound going into the next month? That that MACD isn't giving me too much. Oh, okay. I'm trying to see if I see a divergence. I do here, but it already had that dip, so that's previous. So we're gonna have to see. Oh, girl. TXS means thanks. Thank you. You see those old chat room days. What did they all used to say? ASL, age, location. Telling my age. Okay. We can do one more. We can do AMD. Don't they have their earnings next week? Yep. So AMD, they have their earnings. Airbnb. Dang, we didn't look at Airbnb tonight. Just slipping. Dog. Okay, let's just do two more, you guys, please. Let's do AMD and let's do Airbnb. I'm curious. Because there was a long-term bearish. No, that was SoFi. No, it was Airbnb. I don't remember. Let's just do Airbnb and AMD. And then we're going to wrap it up, you guys. Oh, no, ma'am. What? Oh, no. Okay. AMD looks pretty interesting. So we've been, it had a pretty strong downtrend, but this was with a lot of other stocks with the pandemic. So you can see we've kind of started to move our way back up. But we had a pretty strong drop kind of starting back in June. Now it's interesting to see we've moved back to this interesting place. Volume profile is screaming right here. Okay, so we've had a lot of volume around this 96, and these have been previous resistance points. Okay, so around August of last year, February of this year. So I'd be interesting to see how AMD moves. Excuse me. Oh wow, this is really interesting. But we have been making some lower high. I mean, you see that we've been making lower highs and lower lows. So for me, if I was going to be bearish, I mean, it did break below our 200 period moving average on the daily. So if I was going to be bearish and consider them, doing this continuation of this trend, I'm going to keep it simple. I'll have my bearish entry probably at 94 to 93.40. I think that would be something good. Where is this? Okay, so this says 93.15, but that's something I would see, but I would be interesting to see if we have a short-term move up back to, around this 111, potentially 112, 114 zone. So if I was going to have a bullish entry, super trend, they have it at 100 flat. I'd probably say maybe 97. Okay. If I was going to be bullish, 97.50, bet. They have earnings next week too. Oh shoot, that's another thing too. Okay, so I know usually I say I don't trade just traditional calls and puts during earnings. I take that back. I have been doing it lately, and usually what I would do now is I would just find an option contract that's just further that has a further expiration date. Usually it's going to be less sensitive to that time decay. The only reason I didn't do it before is because usually those have higher premiums, but sometimes you can find something cute that's probably, a few months out. That's just one thing that I've kind of started doing with earnings. Okay. Futures are up this morning. AMD. Somebody asked me a question about futures too. They said somebody told them that options was a joke and futures is the way to go. I'm not sure because I haven't traded futures yet, but somebody was telling me that futures is something cute. So I wouldn't mind trying it out. There's just some subtle differences between futures and trading options. So I just kind of want to have all the information I could get. Okay. Paige, we already talked about Roku. I'm going to have the timestamp right after we get off the live. So just wait a little bit and then you'll be able to see exactly where we started talking about it. Hello. Hey, loser two. Hey, loser two. Hello. What do you think is going to happen with NVIDIA? When a stock has earnings, what does that mean for traders? I would say more than anything, it just gives some outlook and insight into what's been happening in the last 3 months of that stock. So have they met their, what's the word I'm looking for? Met their predictions? Are they doing better? Are they doing worse? What is their outlook for products and things like that? So a lot of that goes into the earnings. Can futures give you insight? I don't know. I don't know about futures, so I can't answer that. As long as you have proper risk management, futures is the way to go. No theta, decay, enough said. I know that's right. So as long as you have proper risk. Okay, thank you. Who was that? Diamond. So it's something to look at, you guys. He said we don't have any theta decay. All right. Okay. The last one this was the last one, wasn't it? Okay, we don't have to do Airbnb. We can switch that for, what did I just see? Nerd. Okay, we can do nerds instead of, I really kind of wanted to look at Airbnb. Let's do it real quick. Hold on, let's see. She's not giving me too much, but she's at a cute little, I don't know about Airbnbs. I haven't been hearing any good news about Airbnb lately, long term. So I don't know. All right, let's skip that anyways. Let's do nerds. I thought you were calling me nerds for a second. I was like, dang. Calling me like that? What? Let's do nerds and then we're going to wrap it up tonight, you guys. Nerds wallet. Where am I? Ooh. Now, hold on, because I'm looking at this. I don't know if this is a pump and dump. I don't know what was going on in January. How long did that run up? It was about a month run up. It's not really pump and dump. Oh, wow. What happened? What was this? Credit cards, getting used to the site. I don't know what's been going on, but did they have an earnings? What was that? I'm trying to see. I don't know what happened on Friday, but I just want to see, because long term, we had this little pump here for a month, and then it just continued in this long term downtrend that it's been in. So I don't know if I want to get excited just yet. I don't know, child, because looking at this here, it's giving me cap, and I'm not talking about like Migos cap. I'm talking about resistance cap. So we've had some resistance here for a while. RSI is a little bit higher. So I'm wondering if it's going to continue in this long-term trend and move downward, maybe back to this $8. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think that this is going to follow this long-term trend after this, oh girl, is that a gap? And we have a potential gap fill here on the daily chart after that run up. So a potential gap fill to $6. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think that this was just a short-term move? I'm trying to figure out what happened last week. Did they have earnings? Adds to gains. So I don't see anything yet. They had some good, not an upgrade, but maintain. NerdWallet's price target cut. That's only $1. Up over 27%, largest. I'm not getting a lot here. So I don't know what that increase was on Friday, but something is going on. It's some tea. Yeah, Apple does have earnings next week. Did we talk about Apple? We didn't. That's okay. That's okay. Cole Black says earnings is like a report card at school, except the student predicts what grades he will have in 3 months. Okay, I want to tell you guys a funny story about report cards too, and then we may do Apple. So I'm gonna add Apple on here. I need you guys to listen to this funny story because it's a mess. I may not want to tell this story. Hold on. My mom doesn't watch my stories. Okay, so this was when I was in. This was in middle school, and I remember we used to get those little. No, this was high school, child. Oh my god, girl, this was in high school. I was grown doing this mess. I think it was like freshman and sophomore year. I remember when I would get my report cards, and I would like take an old report card and cut out a good grade, and I would glue it on the new one, and then I would photocopy it and give it to my mom. But she found out because she remembered. She was like, hold on. I wasn't keeping up with it, and I got caught, and I got in a lot of trouble. She was so mad. I don't know what made me get into that, but okay, so yeah, y'all didn't let me know what you think about nerds. I think it's gonna continue in this downtrend. We talked about QQQ. That was the second stock. We talked about Code Black. Just will go to the front, or just wait until I finish this live and I'll have all the stocks that we talked about with the timestamp. If you could pick one moving average, which one would you use? I can't, because it's gonna be different. I can't. If I had to though, it would probably be 20. I feel like 20 is cute because it's in between those lower ones. Like the lower ones, I like the 5 and the 10. Some people do 9 and 3 and stuff like that. But I feel like it's in between that. And then a lot of people like to start with the 50, the 100s, and the 200s. So I feel like 20 is a great middle ground if I had to just choose one. And I feel like that would be for moving averages and exponential moving averages. But I could, that's just like off the flip. So I would have to do some more thought on it. Okay, what was the last one? Oh, I said we're going to do Apple and then we're going to wrap it up, you guys. Because Apple does have their earnings next week too. So we're going to see. Oof. Apple has been doing some mess. But this is cute though. Let me put this. Would that work here? Not really. But this is kind of cute. So Apple has been, on a strong downtrend. I'd probably say since August. We did cross below the 50 period moving average in August, and it's been using it as some resistance for a while. But short term, I'm wondering if we're going to continue in this pattern here, this overbought, oversold pattern. RSI is a little bit low on the intermediate chart, the 4-hour here. And just kind of looking, this could be a good potential trend line here. We just bounced off of that potential trend line bottom, okay, trend line support, whatever you want to call it. So, we could have some bullish movement back up here to where we have higher volume around that 174. So if I was going to be bullish, and on the shorter term, we are already above the bullish entry for our super trend, but I wouldn't mind having a bullish entry maybe at 160. What is this? 169.43, 169.50 potentially, if it continues in this pattern. But long term, it's been a little bearish. I just heard news though that, let me know what you guys think. They said last week that Apple's going to start increasing their subscription. I said, God, because I feel like I'm going to have this Apple Music, this $10 a month for the rest of my life. Because it's not like you're downloading that music. You haven't bought it. So, I mean, when you get on the plane and stuff, you don't have the music anymore. God forbid if something happened to Wi-Fi and I lose all my albums, child. I don't like that. That makes me want to start buying albums again. Because I don't like that I don't have... Oh, shouts out to my mom and dad. Today's their wedding anniversary, you guys. I think this is either 15 or 16 years. So shouts out to them. Love wins, okay? But understanding each other and listening to understand is always important. So we don't always have to be understood, but we do need to try to understand other people. And that is the easiest way to win people to your ways of thinking. Okay, shouts out to... Oh, who is that? How to Win Friends and Influence People. Is that Dale Carnegie? Child, I don't know. But anyways, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Okay, you guys. So this has been... Okay, so this has been really fun. We haven't been live for a couple of weeks, but let's keep it going. So let's go live next week again. And have some good stocks next week. We did great. You guys were cute today. So keep that energy. And I hope that everybody trades well next week. If you take a break with all the earnings, the Fed, all that, I completely understand. I may do the same thing. But just keep a note of the stocks that we talked about today. Add them to your watch list. Just make sure you set your alerts for your entry and your exits. And we should be all right. Wait, what? I gotta go. What's up? What's good? Oh, let me see. How do I set my screen up? All right, so this is on Webull. To set your screen up like this, just click this this grid here, and it's going to show you these different layouts here. So I like the 3 charts to go along with my triple screen trading strategy, but I promise you can use 4, you can do 2, whatever you like. And for me, I like to have it to where it only syncs up the symbol. And the reason why is because answering your questions before about why I use this time frame or these indicators, and make sure, if you haven't, make sure you please check out that video we just did on the indicators, and then make sure you check out that video on the time frames, because different time frames are going to have different indicators that you will want to use. So just for example, I'm gonna say this last thing. Oh shoot, you can't even see what I'm talking about. God. Okay, so just forget about, let's rewind, okay? So we're here in Webull. Now make sure you click this little grid here, these 4 here, and it's gonna show you, here's your options. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, I have the 3. And just have it to where it has the symbol synced up. So I have my time indicators, crosshairs, all that turned off. And the reason why is because I like to use different indicators on different charts. So the furthest time frame, that's where you want to use your trend following indicators. The intermediate one, like I said, that's where you want to use those oscillators, and also volume indicators, because that's where you want to see that breakout of these overbought, oversold zones. Super trend is good too. And then, oh, my dog wants to get taken out. Okay. And then on the closer one, that's where you're going to want to use, I like to use the trend following indicators here, but really you just use this zone to find your entry and exit. So super trend is perfect here. Moving averages are perfect here too. But yeah, make sure you look at those 2 videos that we talked about. All right, that's it, you guys. We're going to wrap it up. She was cooking. What did I cook? See, you was about to go. Oh, hey, plant-based charity. I've just bought a bunch of fruits. I'm trying to do a little cleanse, child. Thank you. Now we can see whatever. All right, you guys, let's wrap it up. Also, if none of you guys are following me on Instagram, make sure you follow my Instagram, or on every other platform. It's at BGS Foxtail, and don't add fakes. It's only BGS Foxtail, BGS Foxtail, how it sounds. No letters, no numbers, none of that. BGS Foxtail. Stop adding these fake pages. All right, you guys, I'll see you later. Bye. Hold on. Where's the... Okay, here.